We're live from New Delhi. You're watching DD India Live, India's voice to the world. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Coming up in the next 30 minutes. Campaigning for the sixth phase of India's general elections to rest today. Fate of 889 candidates contesting across 8 states and UTs to be locked on May 25th. British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak launches campaign after Sun Prize poll announcement, vows to deliver a secure future. China begins military drill around Taiwan just days after Lai Ching-te took over as the island's new president. Drills serve as a stern warning against the interference and provocation by external forces. Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi to be laid to rest on Thursday. World leaders expressed their condolences. And first up, the latest in the world's largest democratic election in India. Well, election campaigning for the sixth phase of India's general elections to conclude in the evening today. The sixth phase polling is all set to take place on May 25th in 57 constituencies. The sixth phase will cover 8 states and union territories. In this phase, a total of 889 candidates are in fray. In this phase, polling will also be conducted in Jammu and Kashmir's Anantnag-Rajouri Lok Sabha constituency. Last month, the Election Commission of India revised the polling date in the Anantnag-Rajouri Lok Sabha seat from May 7 to 25th of May due to logistical communication and national barriers related to connectivity. The counting of votes for all polls will be done on June 4th. And campaigning for the sixth phase of general elections to conclude today, political parties geared up to woo voters in their respective favours. Bharatiya Janata Party leader and Prime Minister Narendra Modi to visit Haryana, where he'll be holding a rally in Mahendragarh district. Later in the day, Prime Minister to hold public meeting in Patiala district of Punjab. And senior BJP leader and Union Home Minister Amit Shah to visit Uttar Pradesh today, where he will be holding rally in Ahmednagar district of the state. In a bid to woo the voters, BJP National President JP Nadda to visit Odisha and hold public meetings in Mayurbhanj, Bhadrak, Jaipur and Jagat Singhpur district of the state. And in order to garner support in party's favour, opposition also holding rallies across the states. Congress General Secretary Priyanka Gandhi held a roadshow in Sirsa district in the western region of the Indian state of Haryana. Congress leader Rahul Gandhi held public rally at East Delhi's Dilshad Garden in support of Indie Bloc candidate Kanhaiya Kumar. Samajwadi Party Supremo Akhilesh Yadav to hold several rallies in the state of Uttar Pradesh. Bahujan Samaj Party Chief Mayawati to hold rallies in Mirzapur district of Uttar Pradesh and Buxar of Bihar. And as campaigning comes to an end this evening for all 10 Lok Sabha seats of Haryana, which goes to polls on the 25th of May, DD India's Amritpal Singh takes stock of how the political landscape of the state looks like in these general elections.
As Haryana goes to the polls this Saturday, the Bharatiya Janata Party is toiling to repeat its 2019 performance of sweeping all 10 Lok Sabha seats. Its main rival, the Congress, is fighting the battle to revive itself in the state. The BJP, which has been in power in the state for the past over 9 years, is seeking votes on the development plank. It's also showcasing the achievements of the union government led by Prime Minister Narendra Modi.
The citizens of Ambala are devoted to our Honorable Prime Minister Modi. We want to see him as the Prime Minister for the third time. We want BJP to win again.
Given that the last 10 years, the work of Honorable Prime Minister Modi ji, particularly empowering the women and many historic decisions and policy changes that had happened. The women, they started saying that we got Pani connection, we got Pakka Makan, and that Mudra Yojana, financial assistance scheme. There were many things that is changing the lives of women.
The opposition parties, including the Congress and the Indian National Lok Dal, dismissed the claims of the BJP.
The government in Haryana has failed. They have not lived up to the expectations of the people of Haryana. So it's an admission. And people are already aware of the fact. And the faces have been changed, the policies have not been changed. That's why there is a lot of resentment.
The Congress, after its drubbing in the 2019 polls, is contesting this election in a seat-sharing arrangement with the Aam Aadmi Party, its India bloc partner. The AAP is contesting from just one seat of Kurukshetra, while the Congress fights from the remaining 9. The Jan Nayak Janata Party, a former coalition partner of the BJP, and the Indian National Lok Dal are also in the fray. Among other parties, the Bahujan Samaj Party has also fielded candidates. For the BJP, this general election would determine whether it still holds sway in Haryana or has anti-incumbency set in after 10 years of its rule in the state. As assembly elections here are due later this year, the results of this election could signal which way the political winds are blowing. With cameraman Saurabh Bakshi, this is Amritpal Singh for DD India in Yamunanagar.
Well, all is set for the 6th phase of polling in the state of Odisha. The campaigning comes to an end at 5 p.m. on Thursday and voting will take place on Saturday. But as the countdown has begun for 25th of May voting, an evolving weather pattern has caught the attention of the weatherman. The Bay of Bengal is witnessing a cyclonic circulation which could change to depression. It has raised limited concern as the path doesn't seem to be making a landfall in Odisha. On the contrary, the weather is slightly improving and it may be pleasant on the D-Day. Will the weather gods aid or disrupt polling? DD India's Ravi Diman has this report.
As North India grapples with record heat, peninsular India is receiving warnings of heavy rains. Interestingly, two weather phenomena are developing along the eastern and western coast of India. Due to the formation of a cyclonic circulation, a low-pressure area has been formed in southwest and adjoining west-central Bay of Bengal. According to the weathermen, this will further deteriorate to a depression by 24th of May. The subsequent days will be closely monitored by meteorological experts and the path of the formation keenly watched. Some areas of West Bengal and Balasore district of Odisha will receive heavy rainfall on 25th and 26th of May.
Mostly over North Odisha, light to moderate rainfall very likely at many places in the district of North Odisha with isolated heavy rainfall activity. Mostly heavy rainfall is likely in the district of Balasore on 25th. And on 26th, Baleshwar and Bhadrak likely to get isolated heavy rainfall activity.
People of Odisha, accustomed to cyclonic warnings and harsh weather hitting the coast, are least perturbed this time. The weather pattern in the Bay of Bengal has brought in welcome sight of clouds and some respite from sweltering heat. The situation is still evolving and the IMD predicts light to moderate rains in North Odisha on 25th and 26th May. South Odisha, including places like Bhubaneswar, which are going to polls on 25th of May, can experience scanty rainfall, but the weather will turn a bit pleasant and mercury might drop down a few notches.
Cloudy weather will be there around 25th. Over the districts of South Odisha. Temperature will definitely go down by 25th. Weather will be comfortable.
So if the weather pattern proves true to the prediction, Odisha can look forward to a pleasant Saturday and the fear of heat playing spoilsport has been reduced considerably. Of course, the situation is being monitored and the administration is prepared for any change of path. Month of May normally favors such formations as the heat wave combined with southwest monsoon create conducive conditions for these weather phenomena.
The developments in Bay of Bengal mean the weather is changing a little bit in Odisha, especially in Bhubaneswar and nearby areas. People of Odisha are used to weather vagaries. They have faced many challenges in the past too. But this time around, they are not unduly worried because the weatherman has predicted that it might not impact the state as much. However, fingers are crossed. Perhaps if on 25th the weather gods smile and give Odisha, particularly Bhubaneswar and nearby areas, a pleasant outlook, the fingers which are crossed might untangle to press the buttons on the EVM in large numbers. With camera person Sanjay Jaina, Ravi Dhiman in Bhubaneswar for DD India.
Well, moving on, beetle leaves and conversation do not go together, but there is one eatable that has a pan-India appeal. It is the pan. The fascination for beetle leaf extends across the country. DD India correspondent travels to the countryside in the Indian state of West Bengal to bring you this special report. Take a look.
70 kilometers from the town of Midnapur in West Bengal, Salikotha village has the highest production of beetle leaf. The cultivation of the beetle vine is quite unusual and needs good care and hard work. Under a thatched roof made of weeds, Sudeep works very hard to keep the leaves in good shape. The crop has to be protected from the heat and direct sunlight and needs to be watered every second day.
The cultivation requires lot of hard work. My whole family helps me in this. I earn around 50,000 rupees from it.
From the village of Salikotha, the leaves reach the town of Midnapur. This wholesale market in Midnapur is known for beetle leaves trade. The leaves have to be sprinkled with water time and again to retain the moisture and the freshness of the leaves. Manik has been selling the pan for generations. Kolkata ka pan or the beetle leaf of Kolkata is very popular in India.
I sell it for 10 rupees. People love Calcutta ka pan.
Garnished with beetle nuts, cinnamon and cherries, this pan is now ready to tickle your taste buds. This beetle leaf or pan has 10 ingredients. It is very popular in the Indian society. It is good as a mouth freshener and also good for your digestion. Absolutely quite a freshener. With cameraman Piyush in Midnapur, this is Vishal Baristo for DD India.
While in an interview to DD India's Jessica Taneja, External Affairs Minister Dr. S. Shankar reaffirmed that India is an Indo-Pacific power and will continue to thwart piracy attempts in the Red Sea. Take a look.
With us is External Affairs Minister of India, Dr. S. Shankar. Thank you for taking out time for us. We heard about the things you said, particularly on China as well. In the recent past, we've sent 3 ships which made a port call to the Philippines, to Malaysia and to Vietnam. We're slowly also expanding our influence in the Indo-Pacific as well. We've seen as a net security provider, I'll make it quick. What more can we expect?
India is an Indo-Pacific power. We have responsibilities in the Indo-Pacific. These responsibilities can be in the entire expanse. You're also seeing ships in the Red Sea, which are dealing with maritime piracy challenges. We have been first responder in many situations. So I think you take it, we think of ourselves today as Vishwa Bandhu. So as Vishwa Bandhu, we are doing global good, we have global responsibilities, and that is really...
Last question, very quick. While the Western media and of course collectively the West is calling India for not conducting free and fair elections, it has also put out reports.
I don't agree with that.
How do you respond to those critics?
I think a few people are saying this here and there. I think by and large the West sees this election. People recognize and respect the scale of this election. So I think you need to be balanced in the way in which you're projecting what is the current situation.
Well, in a significant advancement of its operational capabilities, the Indian Air Force has successfully carried out a successful night vision goggles-aided landing at an advanced landing ground in the eastern sector. The successful landing, announced by an Indian Air Force post on X, marks a pivotal moment in the force's continuous efforts to expand its capabilities. The C-130J aircraft, known for its versatility and advanced technology, performed the landing under challenging conditions, demonstrating the proficiency and readiness of the IAF personnel. And on to some weather updates now. No signs of getting respite from the scorching heat. The Indian Meteorological Department has issued a red alert for several states in North India, including Rajasthan, Punjab, Haryana, Chandigarh, Delhi and West Uttar Pradesh, as the region continues to experience severe heatwave conditions over the next few days. Meanwhile, a red alert issued in 5 districts of Kerala predicting extreme heavy rainfall. The IMD also predicted heavy rainfall in isolated parts of Tamil Nadu, Puducherry and Karaikal on Thursday. Apart from these regions, the Weather Department also predicted heavy rainfall in Nagaland, Manipur, Mizoram and Tripura on Sunday. And still to come in this edition of DD India Live. Ex-rival Nikki Haley says will vote for Trump. Lookman nets hat-trick as Atlanta stuns Leverkusen to win Europa League title. And Buddha Purnima, the birth anniversary of Lord Buddha, being celebrated with great devotion and joy.
As India decides in the world's largest election,
we help you feel the pulse of the nation.
I am Sakal Bhatt.
I am Shubhendu Ghosh.
This election season, join us on a journey of India.
We are in Assam. This is the tea city of India.
From down south, Tamil Nadu.
Discover the colors of democracy.
Gateway to northeast of India.
Coastal state of Kerala. Watch Poll Pulse on DD India.
Voice of a rising aspirational world. Stories of challenges, struggles and accomplishment. A world battling conflict, hunger and poverty. Embracing growth, development, science and technology. A voice of progress, a voice of unity. Watch Voice of the Global South with me, Akshay Dongre, only on DD India.
Welcome back. You're watching DD India Live. I'm Lipakshi Khurana. Moving on, British Prime Minister Rishi Sunak launched his campaign on Wednesday with promise to deliver a secure future. Sunak launched his campaign in an East London exhibition centre after calling a surprise summer general election for July 4th. Pointing to signs of an economic recovery in the UK, Sunak hailed a falling inflation and an economy growing at its fastest pace in almost 3 years as evidence of his party's reputation as the natural party of the government.
This election takes place at a time when the world is more dangerous than it's been since at any point since the end of the Cold War. Putin's Russia is waging a brutal war in Ukraine, and he'll not stop there if he succeeds. That war has also made all too clear the risk to our energy security. In the Middle East, the forces of Islamist extremism threaten regional and ultimately global stability. China is seeking to dominate the 21st century by stealing a lead in technology. And migration is being weaponized by hostile states to threaten the integrity of our borders. Now, these uncertain times call for a clear plan and bold action to chart a course to a secure future.
Well, Iranian President Ibrahim Raisi will be laid to rest on Thursday after funeral rites in his home city of Mashhad. Earlier, Iran's supreme leader led prayers in Tehran on Wednesday at the funeral of late President Ibrahim Raisi. Raisi's remains will be moved to South Khorasan province before being transferred to his holy home city in the northeast. Funeral rites for late President and other began on Tuesday in the city of Tabriz and the Shiite clerical center of Qom, where thousands of black-clad mourners attended the ceremony. 5 days of national mourning have been declared in the country. And leaders and officials from across the world also offered their condolences on Wednesday in Tehran for the death of President Ibrahim Raisi and his companions. Dignitaries from over 15 countries, including India, Russia and Saudi Arabia, visited Tehran to pay tribute to Ibrahim Raisi, Hussein Amir Abdullahian and 7 other officials who were killed in a helicopter crash on May 19th. Tajikistan President Emomali Rahmon, Iraqi Prime Minister Mohammed Shia al-Sudani, Qatar's Amir Tamim bin Hamad al-Thani and Tunisian President President Qais Saeed also paid tribute to the late Iranian president in Tehran. And Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu condemned Ireland, Spain and Norway's decision to recognize Palestinian statehood as a reward for terrorism following the October 7th attacks. In a video message, Netanyahu said rewarding terrorism will not bring peace and neither will it stop Israel from defeating Hamas.
The intention of several European countries to recognize a Palestinian state is a reward of terrorism. 80% of the Palestinians in Judea and Samaria support the terrible massacre of October 7. The evil cannot be given a state. This would be a terrorist state. It will try to repeat the massacre of October 7 again and again. We will not consent to this. Rewarding terrorism will not bring peace and neither will it stop us from defeating Hamas.
While condemning European nations' Palestinian state recognition, Israeli government spokesperson David Mensa said Israel will not remain silent in the face of those undermining its sovereignty and endangering its security.
Ireland, Norway and Spain are telling Hamas in a loud and clear voice that the October 7th massacre pays off. They are telling Palestinians that educating children to terrorism and refusing to accept a Jewish state pays off. There is no talk of bridge building, of coexistence, of bringing people together. No. These countries encourage and perpetuate war, more conflict, more bloodshed, not less. We send a clear and unequivocal message to their leaders. Israel will not remain silent in the face of those undermining our sovereignty and endangering our security.
Well, US President Joe Biden suggested that direct negotiations were the best way forward on Palestinian state and not through unilateral recognition. Acknowledging that each country could make its own decision on recognition of Palestinian state, the White House stressed that President Biden believes that direct negotiations by the parties is the best approach. The comments came after Ireland, Spain and Norway said they would recognize a Palestinian state this month. And China on Thursday began 2 days of military drills around Taiwan. Chinese state media said that the Eastern Theater Command of the People's Liberation Army started the drills early on Thursday, adding that the drills are being conducted in the Taiwan Strait, the north, south and east of Taiwan, as well as areas around the islands of Kinmen, Matsu, Bukui and Tongyin. Military spokesperson Li Shi said that the joint exercises involving the Army, Navy or Air Force and Rocket Force were a strong punishment for the separatist acts in Taiwan. He also added that the drills would serve as a stern warning against the interference and provocation by external forces. Taiwan's defense ministry has condemned the drills, saying that it had dispatched forces to areas around the island and was confident it could protect its territory. And amidst the unrest in the riot-hit New Caledonia, French President Emmanuel Macron is visiting the Pacific island on Thursday. While briefing media, Macron said that security forces would remain in New Caledonia as long as necessary, adding that the state of emergency imposed in the Pacific island should not be prolonged. Macron will be in the island for a day of talks, during which he will aim to turn the page on deadly riots triggered by contested electoral reform. Macron's agenda will include meeting local elected officials as well as business leaders. The protesters are demonstrating against an electoral reform that they fear will dilute the votes of indigenous Kanaks, who make up 40% of the island's population. And former Republican presidential contender Nikki Haley said on Wednesday that she will vote for Donald Trump in the November election.
As a voter, I put my priorities on a president who's going to have the backs of our allies and hold our enemies to account, who would secure the border, no more excuses. So I will be voting for Trump. Having said that, I stand by what I said in my suspension speech. Trump would be smart to reach out to the millions of people who voted for me and continue to support me, and not assume that they're just going to be with him. And I genuinely hope he does that.
Buddha Purnima, the 2586th birth anniversary of Gautam Buddha, is being observed today. This day is observed across the world by Lord Buddha followers with great grandeur and enthusiasm. Lord Buddha, who also attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree in Bodh Gaya on this auspicious day. The day also holds a great religious significance in Hindu religion. Devotees visit sacred sites such as Bodh Gaya and Bihar, where Buddha attained enlightenment under the Bodhi tree, for prayers and meditation sessions led by monks. And India's President Draupadi Murmu, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar and Prime Minister Narendra Modi greeted the nation on the occasion of Buddha Purnima. In her message, President Murmu extended greetings to all fellow citizens and the followers of Lord Buddha spread all over the world. In his message, Vice President Jagdeep Dhankhar conveyed his congratulations and best wishes to the citizens and followers of Lord Buddha worldwide. On the occasion, the Prime Minister also recalled the principles of Lord Buddha and reiterated his commitment to fulfill them. Well, also, devotees in Nepal visited Maya Devi Temple in Lumbini on the occasion of Buddha Jayanti. Monks from India, Nepal and China perform rituals, sing hymns and give offerings in sacred garden of Maya Devi Temple. Peace procession is organized by several groups, including school children from different schools. Buddha Jayanti or Lumbini Day celebrations took place at Lumbini's conference hall also in Nepal today. During the celebrations, Mahayan sect offered prayer. Prime Minister of Nepal, Pushpamal Dahal, was also present during the occasion. And on to some sports news now. A stunning Adamola Lookman hat-trick handed Atlanta the Europa League title on Wednesday, just the second major trophy in their 117-year history, after a 3-0 win over Bayer Leverkusen that ended the German champions' remarkable unbeaten streak. All right, that's all for this edition of DD India Live. But let us know your thoughts on the news of the day. For those on the go, you can get all the latest news and updates from India and across the world on the DD India mobile app. The app is available on both Android and iOS platforms. Scan the QR code on the screen to download now. We'll be back with more news as it breaks here on DD India. I'm Lipakshi Kurana from all of us here in Delhi. Thanks for watching DD India Live.